Okay, so the big game against Crystal Palace is up today, and while admin over here is dancing with joy because we're about to see the greatest team to have ever played the beautiful game absolutely spank the Eagles, I have noticed that there's still an air of negativity within the fan base, most likely coming from the Ten Hag out crew who are disappointed that their team have actually been doing well recently. So I thought I would take this opportunity to explain, using hard facts, why Manchester United are going to beat Crystal Palace this afternoon. XG analysis. When we look at Crystal Palace's last 4 performances in the league, we can see a few trends beginning to form. First off, unlike Palace sides of the past, this Palace side likes to be on the ball and control possession, and we know that United are also looking to do this. As a result, if United have more possession, this is going to be a good sign of things to come in the match. Another thing to look at is the amount of big chances created. In the Premier League so far, Crystal Palace have created a total of 7 big chances in their 4 games in comparison to United's 14 big chances. We've literally created double the big chances of Crystal Palace, and I expect United to keep this up in today's match. Now, when we look at Crystal Palace's last 4 results, we've got Brentford versus Crystal Palace, away from home, 2-1 loss. We've got Crystal Palace West Ham, 2-0 loss. We have Chelsea Crystal Palace, 1-1 draw away from home. And we've got Crystal Palace v Leicester, 2-2 draw. Now, using this data, we can do an average XG comparison, first off with Crystal Palace. So Crystal Palace average XG created 1.4 and average XG conceded 1.6, giving them an overall XG efficiency for the season of minus 0.2, which, let's be honest, they're pretty bad stats. And when you compare this to United's current XG stats of average XG created 1.97 XG, average XG conceded 1.36, overall XG efficiency for the season plus 0.61. We are the team that has the better structural setup, and this will result in us winning the game. Should we take our chances? Based on the XG analysis, we should have at least a plus 0.81 XG difference over Crystal Palace come the end of the game, going off both teams' average XG performances. The real question is, will we finish our chances? Clinical United. Manchester United were ruthless against Barnsley during our midweek EFL match, resulting in the mighty Red Devils demolishing the League One side 7-0. But it wasn't just the scoreline which was impressive, it was the clinical nature of United, having created 7 big chances and scoring 7 goals. Considering the majority of Old Truthfordians believe our biggest weakness was that we weren't clinical enough in front of goal, to be able to say we converted as much as we created is only going to give these players confidence moving forward. Especially for Marcus Rashford, who we all know has been dealing with a lot of confidence issues recently. This result is only going to make us stronger as a team moving forward. Good vibes. Good vibes are back at United. Maybe not for the Ten Hag out crew, but if you're paying attention to the content coming out of United right now, we're hearing nothing but happy FC over here. Something which I don't think pundits or content creators talk about enough. For how many years have we heard toxic stories surrounding the players and squad of United? How many leaks? Exactly, too many. But when I look at this squad, I just see a bunch of young players all working towards getting the best out of themselves and working towards rebuilding United to their former glory. Even just recently, hearing about Malacia coming back from injury and getting involved in the warm-ups with the players, where he jokingly got the new player tunnel initiation ritual from his teammates because of how long it's taken him to return, while at the same time getting clocked by Ahmad. Or even hearing about the atmosphere from Rio in a short interview with Ten Hag, where he said there was a great buzz, and Van Nistelrooy has described the players' attitude as brilliant. Not to mention Delo coming out and saying that the squad feels like a new team in comparison to last year, where everyone sees the direction of where they want to go. Ten Hag's statement. Finally, a word from the gaffer, Erik Ten Hag. When he was questioned on our last result against Crystal Palace, he had this to say: "It was a 4-0, totally deserved, but Saturday will be different. I don't compare situations. From February onwards, we had to find 11 players to construct a team. Now it is 18, and we can pick one." Essentially saying that we were so injury-ridden, but we literally had to find 11 players to even start the match. And when you look at the lineup we put out in that 4-0 loss, the man is speaking facts. look at this. Casemiro and Evans at centre-back. Oh, Lord. We really went through it last season, but it gets worse. Look at the bench we actually had. Realistically, the only senior players that we had were Amrabat and Diallo as options off the bench, and Diallo was still being embedded into the team, so to say Ten Hag's hands were tied is an understatement. Compare that to the side that started our last Premier League game, and the depth on the bench. Still obviously not the finished article, but it's a night and day difference. That, ladies and gents, is why Manchester United will beat Crystal Palace later on today. As for admin's prediction, I'm going for a 3-1 victory. The Eagles have scored in every match so far this season, and United have shown they struggle away from home. However, our quality will show, especially with our attack finally linking up. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe, drop a like, and let's keep Happy FC going. Really appreciate you tuning in, and Godspeed.